Attacking Hecuba in her stronghold in the land of the dead is what she expects least, yet getting there through the dismal swamp holds a host of challenges in itself. Find Aldwin's conjurer brother Mordwin in the swamp. He'll help you with supplies. Reach the far side of the swamp and beware of the ogre outpost. Find the nomad trading post outside the gates to the land of the dead. Do that, lad, and you'll be in a prime position to attack Hecuba from her blind side. Here we are, lad, the dismal swamp. This is as far as I can safely take you. A short way up this path you'll find the home of Mordwin, brother of Aldwin the Conjurer. He's expecting you. I must hurry, and so should you. You remain our only hope.
Hello friends and viewers, welcome back to the Nox Conjurer campaign, chapter 9. This is the second to last chapter of this playthrough. I do have some grizzly bears to help me out, but one fell pretty quickly to those carnivorous plants. Those carnivorous plants do a ton of damage. Oops, wrong spell. A great way to take them out is to light a little fire right underneath them. I don't know why I feel the need to have little insect buddies, but I don't know, in real life it would be really cool to be able to have a little swarm of giant Japanese killer wasps. Light another fire here. Oops, wrong spell again. He's trying to bite me, but I'm just out of range. Alright. Now this swamp really reminds me, for any of you Lord of the Rings fans, which if you're watching this, you most likely are, when Frodo and Sam are being led by Gollum through the swamps and they come upon this wetland area completely full of like the dead bodies of fallen elves. Especially if you happen to die in this chapter, there's a... Whoa! Like I almost did. There is a piece of art that will appear that shows something very similar to that scene in that movie. Lots of zombies in this area of the swamp. So I'm going to drop some meteors right on their heads. Let's see. I think I want to adjust my... There we go. I don't think Pixie Swarm's going to do that much good for me in this area, so I'm going to get the burn spell queued up, especially since I kept accidentally using that, or the Pixie Swarm instead. Gonna take out the zombies, light a fire on them. Ooh, those provide a ton of experience. So the Vile zombies are like the tier 2 zombies. I think they have like 4 times the health and they do 4 times the damage. That Shade Beast, speaking of Gollum, from Lord of the Rings, really reminds me of that creature. He looks like a little monkey with flailing arms, but he does a ton of damage, he'll rush you, and he has like this really creepy hoarse voice, growl, howl type thing. Does kind of look like a demon mixed with like a howler monkey. Me and my girl, we went to Costa Rica, we saw a few of those howler monkeys. Yeah, they're pretty cute. I'd rather much run into one of those instead of one of these shade beasts in real life. Even though the howler monkeys will probably throw poop at you. In the swamp, there's a lot of subterranean areas, little caves, but there's a lot of good equipment, as you can see here. A couple of quivers of arrows, of imbued spell casting arrows, and just making sure there's nothing over here I can open. It's really dark in some of these areas. The Moonglow spell would be really helpful, but that's something I never really use. I don't feel the value I get out of it is worth putting it in one of my queued up hotkey areas.
Done.
Always take out those carnivorous plants. Oh, nice! We upgraded to the next level. We've become even more powerful. than these zombies can possibly imagine. Anyway, what I was saying was, always take out these carnivorous plants from a distance. If you happen to stumble upon them and get within their range of biting, then they'll chomp you pretty good. These little gaseous, like, sacs, if you pop them, they spew out these poison clouds. Best way to take out these zombies is do a few hits, back up a few steps, do a few more hits till they're down, then light a fire underneath their torso. You can get about 2 hits before they get close enough to hit you. Oh, we have a shade beast over on the bottom left there, right around the corner. And I think we've maybe come to our first shopkeeper? Nope, that's not till later, I guess. Oh, I remember her. Alright, so we're gonna periodically run into these, like, I guess they're like almost guardians of the swamp or something. They're these impish fey creatures. Just like with any spellcaster, just try to close the gap and do a bunch of melee damage. They try to run away and cast spells, so they're more deadly if they have some distance on you. They behave very similarly to, like, necromancers. Ah, these little shade monkeys, man. They slap hard. I mean, I'm not saying that like they're good musicians, not like that. I mean, they actually physically, literally will slap the heck out of you. Ah! Alright, so this Will-o'-the-Wisp is trying to get me to follow it, which I find kind of charming. It kind of sticks to, I don't know, the lore of Will-o'-the-Wisp, these little sparks of light in the forests and swamplands. They don't attack you until you attack them first, so make sure you are ready to take one on, and don't accidentally hit it with a spell or something. And I think there's some... There's some dropping holes here, so I'm going to jump over them if I can, try to avoid them. Anyway, the Will-o'-the-Wisps. I read something interesting that, you know, there's a lot of lore about things that people don't understand at the time, especially things that science can later kind of describe. With the Will-o'-the-Wisps, a lot of people of the swamplands thought that they were some kind of spirit that led people to fall to their deaths in the bogs, or to lead people astray and get lost in the forest. What people think they actually were like methane bursts of ignited gas that would sometimes, ignite over the swamplands, and it might be something that they saw. Who knows? Could be aliens. Could be spirits. Who knows? I tend to be a skeptic with those types of things. I'm not really very religious myself, and I don't really believe in supernatural. But that being said, I am open-minded. It is very possible that there are some things that we have yet to explain. You know, human culture is quite young. Ugh, got poison there. So there are still plenty of things, I believe, that will be discovered and explained in the future. We are definitely far from being able to explain everything at this point. Especially when we start getting to, like, quantum physics. That stuff is super interesting to me. Super fascinating. Okay, we're gonna let this gas kind of dissipate before we go in there. I don't want to get triple poisoned. The little noise he makes every time a little hit point gets taken away with the poison. That's the sound I make when I pretend to be sick so I can take a sick day. Oh, come on. Just barely missed. Anyway, I'm home on break right now. It is a non-student training day. I work in education. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that before. Every now and then the students get a day off, but we as the adults still have to work and receive some training. So today we talked about suicide prevention, and I have ethics training later, so we're taking a 3-hour lunch, which is awesome. So I have time to do a quick recording before I have to head back. And it's a beautiful day today, so I think I'll take my motorcycle out. Alright. Once we reach this area, it's kind of like a mini boss area. We have 2 of these fey creatures attacking us at the same time, and we're locked in with these carnivorous plants creating a wall on the west and north side. You don't want to get too close. Oh, she's blinked over here. Alright. Once you take out both, we're good to move on. I'm going to cast the burn spell on these 3. I think we'll get experience still. Yeah, nice. And I think I missed an area back here, so I don't want to get too far or I have to backtrack too long, but I definitely missed an area back here. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything important as far as like arrows or equipment. I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, now I have an army of 4 wasps, but they're such low HP that it doesn't really matter. Ah! I fell down the hole, and there's some spikes down here. I gotta watch my step. Okay, well we got a quiver of fire arrows. That's better than nothing. Don't know if it was worth the trip back, but it is what it is. And there's often a little treasure hidden in these wasps. These wasp nests, like a cloak, for example. And we have a little abandoned shed over here. The spooters have taken over. I don't know if you guys can hear that outside though. The crows have noticed I've come home, and they are being very demanding for some peanuts right now. We feed them pretty much every day. We spoil them. We love our crow family. Wah! So right now I'm kind of occupied, but he sees me through the window and he's like, "Hey man, what gives? Give me some peanuts, please." And in crow language that sounds like I do speak crow. No kidding, I wish I did. Right, we're gonna take out these guys. Do another quick save. We don't want to lose progress in case we die. I think eventually... Oh! We've come upon the Conjurer's brother.
You must be the courageous young man my dear brother Aldwin spoke of. Come inside. I have something for you.
I don't know. That seems like a pretty good life. A cabin in the middle of nowhere.
Make yourself at home. I'll be right back.
Being able to control the creatures that come a little too close. Oh, look at that lamp over there. It's a lamp of fireflies.
Some of the most prized possessions in Nox. My brother brought them here for safekeeping in the event Ix was overrun. They may prove most useful against the dangers you'll surely face to the north.
That is a really cool lamp. I would love a lamp of fireflies. I used to live in Kentucky, and I did actually catch a bunch of fireflies when I was younger, and I put them in a mason jar for the night, and it was really cool. And I did a time-lapse photo of the mason jar to kind of see the paths that the fireflies took. Some people call them lightning bugs. And it was just, I don't know, it was a really cool experience. Alright, moving on to the next. Oh, every single time. I forget about those holes. Every time. Lots of spikes. We're going to have the monsters kind of follow me through the spikes. They're not smart enough to jump. So, hopefully they accrue enough damage that I can quickly take them out. These carnivorous plants are making me nervous. Ah! I'm getting hit hard. Did I get chomped? What was that? Alright. Zombies are down. Alright, listeners, viewers, are you guys coffee drinkers or tea drinkers? Or neither? I do love both. My girl tends to lean towards being a tea drinker, and I'm more of a coffee drinker. However, ever since I started drinking iced coffee, I could never go back to drinking coffee hot. I always only drink it cold now. It's delicious. Alright, we got a few skeletons here, some skeleton lords, more zombies. I'm gonna gather up some of their swords so that I can sell them later. We probably have 2 or 3 shopkeepers left in the game. I will let you know when we come upon our last shopkeeper, which will be in this chapter. I swear there's a door or something over here. Maybe not. Well, might as well grab all that equipment, eat the meat and the apples straight off the ground. Grab any skeleton swords we find. Whoa! Got a little too close to that guy. I didn't quite hit the flame just right. You know what would be awesome? It would be really awesome if the Staff of Oblivion had a fire imbued attack. Ooh, that must be like a dead wizard because that skeleton left behind a fireball staff. Anyway, I think it would be really fantastic if there was a fire imbued attack with the Staff of Oblivion so that we don't always have to cast the flame spell on these zombies. I find it interesting that the developers did think enough to have it so the zombies can only die with a fire attack. I like that. I think it's kind of cool. Zombies are one of my favorite monsters in all of I don't know, lore, movies, books, graphic novels. Definitely am a big fan of zombie stories. Use one of those. In fact, I'm getting quite low on my mana bottles. What do we got here? So we have gone a roundabout way because we did fall through that hole right after visiting Aldwyn. Or, sorry, Mordwin. Kinda wish you would have warned us. There's lots of traps in this area, lots of wizard traps, so you gotta watch your step. Like that one! Oh boy. As soon as we come in here, a necromancer will appear, and he locks us in. However, I'm not locked in here with him. He's locked in here with me! Name that graphic novel. That is from The Watchmen, one of the best graphic novels ever written by Alan Moore, but also one of the best movies ever produced. I think that was a Zack Snyder directed film. They did make an HBO show as well, and I wasn't as much of a fan of that. It was okay, but I think the movie/graphic novel is way better. Now, obviously, there were some changes in the graphic novel compared to the movie. The ending especially. But I won't spoil anything. That's just one of those stories I definitely recommend checking out. The movie's fantastic. The graphic novel is amazing. Looks like I'm all out of carrying capacity. Jeez. I do not like these zombies. Oh! And the ghosts, of course, they suddenly appear. Deadly combo. Being rooted by the ghost and being attacked without being able to escape the attacks of the zombies. Okay, we have lots of will-o'-the-wisps in this area. We want to save them for last. Do not hit those guys while we're dealing with everything else. Let's first take out the skeletons, the zombies, especially those annoying ghosts. We're going to drop a few meteors on these guys. Okay. A few more zombies to deal with, and then we will take out one will-o'-the-wisp at a time. Alright, we're gonna focus on this guy first. Let's do a quick save in case we screw this up. They do so much lightning damage. Just with any spellcaster though, the strategy is just to make sure you close the gap, stay close to him. Oh great, I'm being attacked by Golem as well. Alright, one more to go. These guys provide a lot of experience, so it's definitely worth taking them out. And I don't know if in the classic playthrough, meaning like no cheats, if there's a way to ever get a scroll of the will-o'-the-wisp. I can't remember. But if you use cheats, which when I was younger I definitely experimented a lot with the cheats, and it just made the game more interesting after, you know, as a younger kid, being a millennial, there was not very many options for video games as there are today. So you tended to only have like just a handful of video games that you'd play over and over and over again. Oh great, I hit the will-o'-the-wisp. Okay, here we go. So you tended to just play the one you had over and over again, and to make it interesting you experimented with different cheats. You kind of gave yourself these, I don't know, challenges and like non-official achievements to try to accomplish that were not necessarily part of the game or any achievement feature. Like, hey, on this run I'll try it without using any arrows, or on this run I'll try to beat it without buying any armor at all. I think I even did like an underwear run where if you take off all your clothes you're just basically running around in whitey tighties. And I did a run on that one as well. So, just silly things like that. I think we're approaching a shopkeeper soon. Yes. He has a big pot of stew cooking out front yard. So a way that people preserved food back in the day is they'd call it perpetual stew, where basically they had a huge iron pot like that, and they would just keep adding food to it.
You truly tempt fate by coming here, stranger. So, would you like to arrange funerary services, or might you desire to purchase goods?
I'm gonna skip ahead. There we go. Because it takes me a while to buy and sell all the good stuff. I'm gonna skip again. Okay, I bought everything I want, except for these arrows. I want those as well. I always spend money on the normal arrows, and I'm coming up on the last few shopkeepers, so I'm kind of just trying to decide what else to get. Alright, let's activate these scrolls. We got the Ogre Lord, check. Moonglow level 2, check. Cure poison 3, protect from poison, burn 2, nice. Good upgrades there. Alright, what? Oh, there's traps in here. Forgot to mention that. Alright, what was I saying? Oh, the way that people preserved food back in the day is they would just basically keep it cooking forever. So they just added to these stews whatever animal they would find, whatever mushrooms or plants or vegetables they would harvest. They would just continually just throw it in this constantly cooking pot of stew, the perpetual stew. And so that's where a lot of these imageries from, like, I don't know, especially witches who have these huge cauldrons that are just constantly burning on the fire. That was just a way that people always had food that wasn't gonna make him sick or make him ill. Alright, once we go around this corner, this wall is gonna break free and a ton of zombies are going to start coming up from the south. I think what I want to do now then is probably summon a few of these Ember Demons. Since they have a fire attack, they'll be able to take out a bunch of these zombies. That Faye hasn't noticed me yet. Now she has. And she took out my buddy. Oh, I gotta get close. She's using the slow spell on me. Oh, I can't attack her surrounded by all those will-o'-the-wisps. Oh, the zombies have popped out. And they're the ones that took out my fire demon. And now I'm all out of mana. Okay, so we gotta probably find us a different creature to fight. An Ogre Lord might be good. Did I get the Mimic spell, the Mimic scroll yet? I am way out of mana. I gotta go steal some from this guy. Excuse me. I like to imagine these crystals are kind of like, oh my gosh, it's gonna take a lot of mana. Oh, she's back. You want more? Let's go. Let's go. Okay. And then she instantly rots away. Alright, we're just gonna have to do taking out these zombies the old-fashioned way. Done. Got a crossbow. Nice. And now we have enough mana to create an Ogre Lord. He's gonna help me in this. We have a mini boss coming up over here. I want this guy escorting me. The mini boss is going to be a necromancer. I think what I want to do, I can either ignore these will-o'-the-wisps or take them out first. Oh boy. Of course he went around a corner. Nice. Okay. Nice. Let's do a quick save. Take out this plant. Because now we have a necromancer to deal with. And he is summoning. He's going to be summoning zombies and all sorts of creatures. Hopefully he's distracted with my Ogre Lord. Nice. I'm going to just keep focusing the necromancer. Nice, and I have a second Ogre Lord. How awesome is that? Oh boy. I need some mana. Alright, just... These guys are doing awesome. They're throwing shurikens. Forcing this guy to interrupt his summoning spells, and... Oh! He took out my buddy! Oh man. Oh jeez. Okay, well, let's do a quick save in case I screw this up. Jeez, of course. That's fantastic. There it is. Let's just pretend that was on purpose. Let's just pretend that was on purpose of me dying so I could just show you this artwork.
Now firmly in my grasp.
Alright, let's try again. Ah. These shade beasts are super annoying. Okay. There we go. Got him. Okay. Huh. That's an interesting way to farm some money, I guess. Keep summoning the Ogre Lords. If they die, take the shurikens to sell later. I don't know if it's definitely not worth your time, but I mean, it is a possibility. Alright. Alright, now I got 2 overlords to help me again. Destroy this boulder and let's move on. Oh, cool. You guys deal with those while I deal with these. Focus 1 will-o'-the-wisp at a time. Burn the zombies so they don't come back. Ah! Leave my ogre alone! Okay, got him. And now we've come upon the ogre. Hey, you guys act as spies. Just be cool, blend in, and then do some assassinating. Well, they didn't blend in very well. Well, charming a creature definitely takes a lot less mana and time than summoning one from nothing. So, now that we have these guys, they can go hunt. And I think, yeah, we can release these guys. Release these little urchins, and they will actually help fight for you. Oh, nice. Whoa. Well, I have definitely come a long way. These ogres are a lot easier to take out than they used to be. Right, we have an elevator that goes down, but I just want to make sure I've covered all my bases around here. Whoa! Well, now you're mine. Haha. Okay, those guys can duke it out. And then I'll just take the winner. And I think that's it. We are ready now to move down to the next level. Oop, quick save. And then we enter a cave system. Well, this has gone a lot smoother than when I did the wizard run, that's for sure. Just tend to run out of mana crystals. These overloads are awesome! Like they're my personal bodyguards. Through this door on the left, we have 4 black wolves. I don't think I have those scrolls yet, so you guys deal with those. They behave like any other wolf, but they do a ton more damage. They're like the 3rd tier of wolves. The first one being the brown ones. Oops, sorry guys. Then the white wolves are the 2nd tier, and the black wolves are the ones that are the most dangerous. You guys go hunt, you're in my way. I just poke him through the window. And then I'll take the winner. A lot of good equipment over here. I think I have like 70 shurikens at this point. Ooh. Okay, shoot, now they're locked behind. I don't think they can join me now. Might as well banish them. So I'll take this guy. I think this might be a timed quest or something. I think I get locked out. Oh, there it is. That block blocked my way. Alright, moving on. Hopefully my ogres make it through those spikes. Jeez Louise. Yeah, he's not making it through those spikes. So, just banish that other guy. Oh, I don't want the scorpion. I think this is a dead end. Whoa! Oh boy. Okay, it's a little chaotic because I feel I'm definitely trapped in here. Dude, do something. Don't just stand there. Oh my goodness. Worst bodyguard. Alright, there's a way to break through these fences. You can hit the red button to open the gate. Hey! It was worth it. It was worth coming down here. Got a bunch of experience and I upgraded to the next level. I guess I could have charmed him, but oh well. We found the Ogre Horde. A lot of gold hiding down here. I think there's a lot of awesome weapons too. Yeah. The crossbows. I've never really used those, honestly. They do a ton of damage for every bolt that flies, but it just takes forever to reload those. And I'm guessing that's maybe an Ogre Lord scroll. But, oh well. Going up. And I think there's an Ogre Lord up here waiting for me. Yep. Lots of bats. Here's the cave system I was talking about. Alright. I think there's some pitfalls. And I think there's a bunch of mimics as well in this area. I've always loved games where you can have like an NPC buddy to help you out. I wish these guys were a little bit smarter, but it's still fun. It reminds me of the mechanic for the new Zelda game that came out a few months ago, Echoes of Wisdom, where you play as Princess Zelda and she doesn't really do combat in the traditional sense with like a sword. But she does like control creatures to help her fight, and I love the game so much. I think I will do a playlist of that Zelda game eventually because it's just so much fun. Oh, we got a mimic here in this chest. Fist of Vengeance. What should we do here? Aha! He thought he was so sneaky. I'm really hurting for some mana here. Let's head over to the next area. I think there's several more mimics along the way that we'll face. Oh, we got some pitfalls. And a secret. Got some experience for that. I swear there's something to pick up in there. The scorpion's gonna fall. Nope, he avoided it. Alright, we're gonna open the gate. Oh, actually, that switch makes the elevator go up and down. Okay, so this is an interesting room where we have spikes that continuously go in a counterclockwise pattern here. So the trick I like to do is just kind of be one step ahead of the spikes, basically. And use the slow spell. Ah! Oh! Okay, remember when I said be one step ahead of the spikes? Yeah, do as I say, not as I do. Myself. Okay, let's try that again. I just gotta be a little quicker this time. And there's a third mimic that we're gonna aggro to join us in this room of death. I'm going to use the slow spell on them. And they're going to just get sliced up by all those spikes, hopefully. Now I'm going a little too fast because I'm nervous. And... yeah... got him. Okay, now we can turn the spikes off. Okay, we have a mimic in that chest over there. I'm gonna use the Fist of Vengeance again. Didn't have enough mana. Let's try that again. Yeah. Double mush. I mean, that's the best way to take out a huge insect, right? A huge fist. Okay, we're gonna create a second Ogre Lord to help us out. Oh, okay. I'm gonna try to get across. Let's see how I do. I did it. The reason why we want to get across is because there's some really good armor and weapons over here. And then we go to the next, and then the next. My guys fell through. Some over here. Yeah. And I think that's it. Oh, the Mimic made short work of my Ogre Lords. Ah, they are the best creatures in the game. If you can definitely get a Mimic Scroll, you are set. I think they've even taken out things like stone golems, no problem. Alright, more scorpions and spooters, and then we have like 3 or 4 mimics around the corner as well. And we should be wrapping up this chapter soon, I think. Oh, we actually have to technically travel through the winter forest as well. We're almost out of this cave system though. We're going to step on all these trigger pressure plates to open all the cages. Let's take them on all at once. I'm gonna get some distance and try to shoot some arrows at these guys. Oh, I've hit him with some poison arrows. Nice. Whoa, getting a little too close for comfort there. Your cries of pain is music to my ears. Die, foul creature. Alright. Is there anything in these cages? Heading up now. Are we out of the cave system yet? Well, we're into the next area. Oh, we have 2 mimics in this room. Oh, I almost mashed myself. Okay, well, I'm out of magic now, so... we're just gonna do this old-fashioned way. Come on. I know you're there. You know you're there. Why can't I hit you? One hit and run. Hit and run. And then when he runs away from me, I know he's got 1 hit left, basically. Okay. I want to save my good arrows. Do I have just regular old arrows? Yep, there we go. Watch, I'll save the good arrows. And then I'll never use them. Hey, I think we have a shopkeeper coming up. Greetings, traveler. This is a strange place for the likes of you. How may I be of service? I'm guessing he'll say something like that.
I have a feeling we could be excellent friends. That is, if you are willing to be my best customer.
Alright, I'll skip a few things. The selling and buying process takes a while, so I'll save you the trouble of watching all that. But we got the Mimic Scroll and Counter Spell. The Mimic Scroll is finally in our compendium. Awesome. Those guys are so great. The best thing you can have on your team for sure. Let's get that queued up rat. Meow. I have a feeling we could be excellent friends. A lot of these voice lines are just forever burned in my brain because I played this so much as a kid. Like, I can hear them in my dreams. Like, it's one of those, like, pictures that you can hear. So, if I just saw a picture of these shopkeepers, I'd be able to hear the image. Alright, that wasn't too bad at all. 3 wolves down. We'll come back for that last one. There is a secret breakable wall here. Grab all the goodies. Whenever you are full with potions, might as well heal yourself up, use a bunch of mana for that, because, I mean, it's either that or leave the potion on the ground forever. Yeah. Alright, we're finally out of the cave system soon. I think we're going to finally emerge into the forest in the next minute, I'm guessing. You know what? I'm going to take you, Overlord. We still don't have the Black Wolf Scroll, do we? We'd be pretty cool if we did, though. Alright, buddy, eat up your raw steaks. Eat up your apples, come on. Here's one over here. Yeah, there you go. How's your tum-tum feel now? Alright, we are emerging from the cave. I think there's a breakable wall here, too. And the most important part is there's like 3 crystals here. Alright, once we come out here, we are going to face lots of necromancers and a whole army of skeleton warriors, so I'm going to queue up the meteor spell. You go get him. Nice. Haha, that wasn't too bad. Oh. Pardon me while I steal all of your buddies' shields and swords. I think it's the perfect time to summon a mimic now. That guy is probably honestly going to cut through all of them, no problem. Alright, buddy, I talked you up a bunch. Don't disappoint me. Attack. Go get him. Yeah! Now we take the fight to them. Look, that guy just has a flesh wound. That's all. A little scratch. Got another necromancer. Let's do this. No one's a match for my mimic, buddy. I think he needs a name. What should we name him? Monty the Mimic. Gotta save this guy from a pack of wolves.
Do you have a healing potion to cure a dying man?
Absolutely,
Thank
Cain.
you. I'll guide you to the entrance of the land of the dead, but beyond that, I fear I'd only endanger you. The scrying eyes of Hecuba have an uncanny skill for spying on the natives of Nox.
Alright, Cain has joined my party, my band of brothers. Ironically, he killed his own brother, but he's joined me. That was a biblical reference. You know, these single-player games, I've mentioned this before, but the single-player games, they feel a little less lonely when you got little buddies helping you out. Like Monty the Mimic and Kane the Brother Slayer. Look at us working together. There were very few multiplayer games that I experienced as a kid. First of all, there were just very few games at that time anyway for multiplayer experiences. But even if there were, it required a robust internet connection, something that we really didn't experience for a long time. I remember having a family computer in the living room. Alright, right around this corner. You don't want to get too far ahead of your buddies. That's why I'm doing baby steps there. Otherwise they get locked behind the wall.
Weakling, you'll not contaminate our land with your cursed living flesh.
Alright, we got 3 to take on at once. Watch the fireballs. Just focus one until he's down. I think we got one already. 2 down. And then 3. Once these 3 are down, we're gonna have the red-robed necromancers appear, and they are a lot more dangerous than the ones with the blue robes. Where are they? And they sound like a heavy smoker with their voice. There they are. See what I mean? They often cast the shock spell, so it's really dangerous to attack them head on. That guy did not, so I just went for it. Alright, we have more cave systems along the way. I'm trying to decide if I even want to explore those or just continue on. Yep. Here's one of the cave systems. So there's like this path of some kind of flammable powder. I'm guessing like saltpeter or gunpowder or something like that. Ah! The guy's just standing in the fire, burning to death. Monty, get out of the fire, my man. So, fun fact, I used to have a pet rat named Monty. Maybe that's where that name came from. Let's drop one of these swords so we can grab more arrows. And right now, at this very moment, I'm on the fence, I'm thinking about getting a couple of pet rats. I bought the cage, so it's all ready to go. But I had rats in college, because I wasn't allowed to have pets in my rental unit. So I figured secretly having pet rats was better than having no pets at all. And whenever the inspections happened, I just kind of hid them in the laundry room. And I got away with it. So I'm thinking about getting some pet rats again. But okay guys, we've come across...
This is a dangerous place for the likes of you. How may I
be of service? Alright, I'm going to skip ahead again. I skipped the buying and selling process because it's too arduous to watch that whole process and I want to save you guys some time. I sold a lot of the armor I was sure I wasn't going to use. However, this is the last shopkeeper. Black Wolf Scroll. So, you might as well spend all of your money and get anything you want because we are not going to be able to use gold at all after this point. So you might as well just use it all on anything you want. All of those magic special arrows, bought them all. Check. There's a Divine Conjurer Helm and a Titan Conjurer Helm. Ooh, I don't actually know which one's better. Let me check this out real quick. So I think Divine is Probably better, right? Has better stats. Okay, everything else has been grayed out because I basically spent all my money. So I got some good equipment there. Got some awesome arrows. What was I saying? Oh, pet rats. So the male rats, they have huge testicle sacs. Like, proportionately, they're enormous compared to their body. Just a little tidbit of information for you, yeah? And they tend to do this urine trail marking behavior. Whenever they're walking around, they'll like constantly dribble out a little urine to kind of leave a trail. So when they do that in the wild, it's so they can help find their nest, because they definitely rely on their noses quite a bit. It's kind of gross, not gonna lie. It's really gross to have them like dribbling urine as they walk around. So, from what I understand, the females do that less. Anyway, we'll talk more about that in the next chapter. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Be kind to yourselves, be kind to others. Take care of yourselves and your loved ones. Join me on the next and final chapter of the playlist. Till next time, bye.